All right. All right, and we're back. We left off farming the large club. We did some leveling up. We need 3 more strength, I think. But we should be able to two-hand the club when we get it. All we're gonna do is drop down here. Last time we farmed almost everything we need for plus 15. We've definitely got what we need for plus 10. We're just gonna make this little run right down into Blighttown, kill those 3 guys, and I guess run back. I don't really have the Homeward Bone. I don't really have the NPC to buy Homeward Bones. Otherwise, it would be worth it. I could make a little run through Lower Undead Burg, and if it starts to take a long time, that's what we'll do. Right? If we don't get it in, say, 3 runs, I mean, it's pretty low drop rate. Shouldn't be too bad. If it takes more than 3 runs, I will run through Lower Blighttown, unlock the female undead merchant, and the shortcut back to Firelink Shrine, and then that way we can spend some of these souls on Homeward Bones and speed up the farm. But we might get lucky, so we're just going to do that right now. Right, we're gonna walk up here, swing to aggro the first one. I don't generally like to fight them 2 at once. I think you could, but I don't see the point. Gotta fix my audio after I kill him. Still got audio on my PC speakers. Check that. So, just waiting for anybody that wants to join to hop in. Leave me a message in the chat. Have a conversation. This is going to be what we're doing for the foreseeable, unless I get it right here. Right? Get it. Did I get it? Okay. Let me fix that audio real quick. Okay. That should have me back on my game audio acceptance. Not full screen on my side yet. Don't know why. Kind of new to streaming, so I sometimes run into little issues. Okay, let's try. I don't want to quit the game midstream. I'll just work on it. You guys can wait just a second for me here. I'll just troubleshoot my issue in real time. What if I just... That worked. I guess it just got reverted back to window mode when I tapped out. Okay, now we're fixed up. Sorry about that. So I like to use the mace. I could beat the whole game with the mace. I've never beat everything else. Just kind of saving it. Played a little bit of Dark Souls 3. Played a little bit of Elden Ring, but not too much either one, so I might do those next. And just do, then I can put blind playthrough on the title. And we'll get a little bit of traction with that. I might start going through these and cut the stream down to, you know, like 20-minute segments. You know, maybe make 2 20-minute videos out of each stream. I'm going to be streaming a lot. If you find the content interesting, like and subscribe. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you'd like to see more of. I'm just going to basically stream a couple hours a night, maybe a little more if I feel it. Whatever game I'm playing. And I may always just come back and do a lot of, you know, playing Dark Souls. This Dark Souls is my happy place. If other games are getting too grindy, too depressing, you know, too grim, I like to come back to Lordran. You know, it's like warm apple pie, I guess. Just the way I say it. Reminds me of home. Reminds me of my childhood. Okay, well, if that didn't work, we're gonna have to run back up. It's gonna be a little sad like that. This stream. You know, 3 kills. I could go straight through all the bosses and just try to get a large club, but I wanted to make this a large club run. You know, a lot of times people farm off stream, and I understand that, but this goes away. People like to farm off stream. I understand that, but I mean, it's all part of the fun. You know, if you want to get into the chat, shoot me a like. It'll help a lot. My friend Cupcake was here yesterday. That was nice. A little company on the stream. I'm just gonna run solo for a little bit. Settle in for the fun. Maybe I will run through. Okay, let's do that. Let's just run through. We'll spice it up a little bit. We'll run through Lower Undead Burg. Okay, I got the basement key. Came back around. I haven't beat Gargoyles yet or anything. I haven't beat Capra yet. We won't beat Capra. We'll save the large club +5 and basically 2-shot him. Alright, and that'll be entertaining. But I don't want to subject everybody to the run back from the failed drop, right? So we'll just do a little quick runny do, right? We'll take a little jog. Just go up here, and we'll unlock this shortcut. We're just gonna run through. We're gonna see all our friends, and we're gonna unlock that gate. We're gonna run through. We're gonna see all our friends in the Upper Undead Burg. And we'll go through to the Lower Undead Burg. Smart one. Okay. Now, there's a little trick you can actually do. I could go the long way, which is across and down. Yeah, let's just... Oh, I never got those souls right there. How did I skip those? It's a little bit of rubbish either. Let's grab this. Okay. I'll hop down here. These guys. I can't believe I missed that in my first playthrough. I always get these. find the rubbish. I think isn't the rubbish what gives you the titanite chunk? I'll have to look that up. Unless somebody can tell me. So anybody wants to hop in the chat? Come right in. Oh, that guy couldn't. Oh, that was my extra humanity I needed too. I can't believe I missed all of this. I don't need to use that humanity now. So there's a little shortcut that if you want to, you can run right off of here and jump, and you'll bounce off of this and you'll land on that little ledge down there, and you can drop down into the lower end of Berg. And we could do that. But we need to pick up some knives and bombs anyway. So I want to go see the undead merchant. I think. This archer real quick. Does any damage. Go see the undead merchant too. I like bombs and knives. So we're gonna fill up on bombs. And then we're gonna try for some more drops of the hollow waste cloth. There's two versions of the hollow waste cloth, and I like them both. I like the heavier version of the hollow warrior armor. It has good poise for a low weight. It's theme appropriate. I'm wearing the upper body already. We're gonna fill back up on knives. 4,000 souls to fill up on bombs. I don't feel like I don't need that many bombs. We'll go ahead and do it, right? And then we'll get some more. I might come back for the bottomless box later. I might come back for a piece of chain armor later when we've got some more carry weight. But I think I'm gonna end up wearing the hollow helm, maybe the cracked version of the hollow helm. The two heavier parts of the hollow warrior set, and then the waistcloth and the armor that I've already got on, and then the last piece of the build is usually the elite knight gauntlets, because they're a little bit heavier piece of armor compared to the hollow gear, but they've got great poise. I think they got like 12 poise on them, you know, for 3.8 or something like that. We'll have to look at the numbers when we get it, because I can't quite remember. So, I'm just going to run back through here. Just going to kill everybody again for the souls. Skip the wooden shield, skip that bonfire. You gotta watch out for this guy on the sword man on the left that always tries to get you back in here. So you gotta be careful. Plain hollows will still kill you. I mean, everybody likes to get their build super overpowered, and a lot of times over leveled to the point that they just stand here and take these hits. We just tank the hits and swing right through them. And you know, everybody. Short sword. Sometimes I love a short sword. We could do a short sword run sometime. But always knife this guy. Oh, not him. It's all going downhill. That can't go sideways. I learned to do that a long time ago. Take out the firebomb guys with a knife. Certain ones just meant to trap you. You can just get them. It's a firebomb if you don't fall off of it. We've already got full fire bombs though, so just another day and up there and go bird. Swordman. So there's a lot of bloodstains right here. You know? Oopsie. Let's see what this guy died from. What do you want to bet? He ran straight down in there. Roll back. You know what? I wonder if that's not a Black Knight kill right there. So you can get caught by all three of those guys at once and die right there. Or there's a lot of Black Knight kills that happen right here. You know, maybe we'll learn to do some PvP sometime. Maybe we'll come through specifically and play PvP and just get killed a bunch, because I know I'm not any good at it. But that doesn't mean I couldn't try at different levels. I probably killed that. Just go get these guys just for completeness sake. We could try to do some PvP, or we could try to do some co-op. Since this is remastered, there's a player base. I see a lot of bloodstains and stuff. So you might be able to lay down a summoning sign somewhere up here and help people with different fights, or just summon in. And I think there's something else you can. We could do a run where we farm Deeds of Retribution, right? Go in as, I think it's like a blue phantom, and try to revenge people and farm the talisman for Gwendolyn. Kind of fun. Darkmoon talisman, I think it is. And do a full faith build on New Game Plus. It could be pretty cool. Strength faith. And try to play a bunch of new game levels. Try to go to New Game 7. I've never done any new game, so it could be a lot of fun. You know, and I'm not saying I'm good, but I know the game fairly well. I think well enough to play new game. I know builds and weapons well enough, I think, to progress. Let's go just heal real quick. So don't get caught off guard by dogs. These are the dogs, and everybody hates them. But really, the secret to them is to wait for them to miss their attack. Everybody hates them, but they'll attack and they'll miss. There should be one more down here. Not sure where. Oh, he's down here. See, that's why they hate them, because they'll swing, it'll jump, and then they'll miss. But if you wait for them to do like a lunging attack at you and miss, then they get the whiff animation where they get penalized for missing, and then you get the opportunity to hit them. Let's go back here. I didn't get the residence key. There's an NPC in here that's in the magic NPC. He wants you to unlock the door. You have to buy a key for 1,000 from that merchant, and I didn't get it. Let's just get these guys. Let's add them. These skinny torch hollows, they will mess your whole day up. They're annoying. See what I mean? Well, that wasn't too bad, but it could have been worse. They'll go into that force wing animation, and that fire damage will just tear you up for no good reason whatsoever. So I don't like to mess with them too much a lot of times. God, I'm gonna walk into that blender. Come on, buddy. Hey, buddy. Come on, buddy. We'll need that later. We're gonna have to offer 30 liquid humanity to Quayle's sister, the daughter. fodder of chaos later on. There's a thief behind that door. There's a thief behind that door. And then we're gonna have to let this guy aggro and come out. He's in parry stance now. If I swing at him, he'll parry me and probably kill me in one hit. I'm gonna wait for him to bait him. Now in the next section, we're gonna have to fight 3 of those guys at once. We can't cheese them through the door. Oh yeah, there's a dagger back there in one of those rooms. We don't need it. Come down here. There's also 2 dogs down here, so we're going to try to get up. We're going to have to do everything at once. Dog. Oop, okay, this is going to get ugly. It's fine. Oops, okay, it's getting bad. No problem. Just going to take a sip. Dog. The fact that, yeah, he wasn't chasing us means that the dog died to the grenade, which was good. So you see, that's what I use. I use the heals in between fights to save those Estus flasks for healing during combat. Soul item right here. This is an armor set. I like to get armor sets a lot of the time. And then this is the Capra Demon fight. If I go in there, I can very easily destroy the Capra Demon with a +5 mace. Just like I could kill the gargoyles right now too. But we're doing specifically, we're trying to do large club. Well, it's too late. I've already leveled Dex. Bandit's knife is really, it's pretty good. It's an S tier Dex weapon. It's got a very short range. Makes it difficult to use for some fights because of hitbox issues with the bosses or whatever. But it does a lot of damage. It attacks very fast. I believe you can buff it with fire resin or whatever. Charcoal resin, pine resin, which is like added magic damage. It has a bleed effect on it, which can affect a lot of enemies. Okay, so that's right. I was gonna buy. We're gonna do. I don't really need that many. I've got quite a few. Let's just buy like 3 homeward bones because we're gonna get 1,500 souls from those guys down there in the next round, and then that gives us, put homeward bone on the bar. We got 8 trips home. And you'll see what I mean. We're gonna go down there and kill those 3 barbarians. We're gonna go kill those 3 barbarians and try to get the large club. That's another thing that happens. People will walk right off of this cliff because they'll come out of here this way, coming back from Capra, and then they'll fight these guys on the stairs, and then the camera will auto-lock to that guy, and they'll get nervous and they'll fall right down into that hole and die. So you got to watch out for that. Okay, here we go. Let's not get greedy. Slow. Again, I'm just watching for them to drop that waistcloth. It only drops off the hollow soldier guys. You know, they're only kind of like right in this area of the berg. This would go fast. And I love that hollow, like classic hollow warrior look. You know, it's all about fashion, and it's also just very practical. Light, high poise gear. And again, if you're just joining, I don't see anybody on yet. If you hop in the stream, shoot me a chat, drop me a like. It'd be very appreciated. I'm going to try to grow the channel. I'm going to try to play a fair bit of Souls content. It'll be a good way for me to play through Elden Ring, get good at Elden Ring. You know, Dark Souls 3. I don't have Dark Souls 2. I've been meaning to pick it up. Probably won't play them in order. I'll probably do like Dark Souls 3 series. Do it on stream. Cut it up into segments and do, you know, like a Dark Souls 1 veteran plays Dark Souls 3, you know. I played it a little. I played it about up to where you fight sort of like, you fight kind of like a, it's not quite a Taurus demon, but you fight something similar to a Taurus demon, or like a, kind of like a T-Rex. It's kind of like a Gabreth, if you've ever played Final Fantasy 11, that's kind of a niche. It's kind of like a Gabreth, if I remember correctly. It's kind of like some kind of T-Rex deal. And you fight that with the Onion Knight. I've gotten about that far. It's not very far. I don't believe I fought the tree boss yet. So I just played a bit. You know, maybe I'll have to look at my hour count on Dark Souls, so it's not going to be much. 15 hours. This is it. Okay, well, just keep trying. We've got 210 item find, or forget what it's called, item discovery. It's about 50% increase. Well, I don't really know exactly how the math works. But the maximum drop rate chance you can get is 410, whatever that number means. And you get that with the item discovery that you find in Sense Fortress. And the other, you can get 210 from 10 Liquid Humanity, which is that 10 in the top left, because I've used 10 of those humanity items that I found and managed to keep them. You lose them if you die. You have to recover them to save your souls. Come on, buddy. Be the one. Just be the one so we can go kill bosses. Hey, Bella. My Bella's barking. Hey. Okay, I'm gonna mute for a second. Sorry about this. sorry for the dead air. Hey, quiet. Quiet. No, quiet. Hey, be quiet. That's enough. That is enough. I know. I know. I know. I know. I know. Okay. Okay. Shh. 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 That's enough. That's enough. I know. I know. I know. Oh boy, here we go. Sorry, guys. All right, I'm back to it. That's enough. Lay down. I know. I know. Sorry, I didn't fix my mic. My dog Bella is a very good watchdog. She doesn't like when the cats fight outside. So she has to let them know about it. And it's very loud. But I don't want her to not be a watchdog. So I just have to let her bark. But she doesn't bark. She's not one of these yappy dogs that just barks all the time. Let's go. Come on, she's not one of these yappy dogs that barks for nothing. She barks when there's some kind of noise outside at night that she doesn't like, which is good, right? I don't want to discourage that. But I also want her to settle down and be quiet on command. And then I tell her that it's okay, because I know it's just the cats. I got 2 cats outside, and they just play all night, and they knock stuff over, you know, and they yell at each other, and hiss and tumble, and they just have a lot of fun. Nobody gets hurt. Dang, that drop. Okay, so this is where I was talking about. We're just going to warp back to the bonfire. They cost 500 souls each, but we get 500 for killing those guys. I don't think that was... Warping home counts as a rest, but I may not need to rest to reset those guys because they're really far down. We'll do it. So far this has been like a boring stream. I know. The first stream, I farmed Titanites and crystal lizards in the tree in Blighttown, and it basically just ran straight through. Well, I ran straight through Upper Undead Berg with a mace. That was very entertaining. I'm sure. Just bonked all the little guys all the way up. You know, 3-tapped the Taurus demon and punched him in the nether regions one time, and then we talked to Solaire. We ran past the Hellkite Dragon. We backstabbed the boar. I firebombed the Iron Knight, Steel Knight, whatever you want to call him. I forget what you call him. Which that was probably kind of cheese. We farmed a bunch of ghosts for pretty much no reason. Just to get an Estus +2, which is totally unnecessary. And now we're trying to get a large club plus, or a large club. You know, when there's any number of perfectly good weapons. Anybody else would have had Zweihander and a grass pest shield have been fighting Orange Scene Smo by now. I mean, oh shit, this oops, uh-oh. Okay, hang on. Not paying attention. Doing what we're supposed to do. We get a second one. Take a drink. Next but he's stuck on geometry. That's great. This guy just easy. Another place to farm these would be we could go through the depths, or we would play through half the game, half the first half, quarter of the game, just to get where you could farm these at the beginning of Blighttown in the depths. Uh-oh, die. Wouldn't be a big deal if it did. Really hope we can get this thing. We can move on. Start killing bosses. And if you happen to stop by, drop me a like and hop in the chat, talk to me, backseat. I don't think I'm backseatable. Maybe that's not so fun. But you can tell me all about your favorite soul stuff and just talk. I'm gonna do this, I mean, I'm not gonna say every night, but there's not a lot holding me back. I can do this every night, just about. For a couple of hours, for several hours. You know? Just talk about nothing. Welcome to my podcast. You know what I mean? Talk about games. I play a lot of different, not a lot of different games. I don't play every game that comes out. I don't have a huge budget for games. You know, I'll spend maybe 50 or 60 a month on games. So like I could get one full price title a month, maybe 2 or 3 indie games. That's kind of where I tend to be, is like I'll buy stuff that comes out for 20 bucks that looks good. I watch a lot of YouTubers that showcase newer indie games, cheap games. Shout out to Nukrium, one of my favorite creators. I've been watching him for years, and he's always playing new and old smaller titles. And what a great YouTuber. Really funny guy and a good gamer, and plays a lot of good strategy games, roguelikes. Every month, or every month, every year, he does a free games month where you can check out games that are for free. You know, it's where I learned about Dwarf Fortress. Okay, so I'll play some Dwarf Fortress. I'll play. I can't remember if I bought Soul Ash, but I've been interested in Soul Ash 2 because they had some good updates, like an adventure mode update. That was looking really good. But I like Halls of Torment. I don't know if you know that one. It's kind of a vampire survivors-like, horde survival. So I love Halls of Torment. Has a like a 90s feel to it. It's written in Godot. It's very good, in my Very replayable. I like hard games that are very replayable. That's why I started with Dark Souls. Alright, this could be the one. This could be the one. Oh, boy. Yeah, this could be the one. You know, I guess technically we could do Sin's skip. That would be the cool way to do this, right? I've never done it. Maybe we'll do it another time. Start doing it for different runs. Like, we'll do this one the hard way. Okay. But then in future specific weapon run streams, maybe we'll start learning the glitches. For those of you that don't know what Sin Skip is, there's an area called Sin's Fortress, which is the gateway to the mid game, and there's a ring in it that will increase your item find odds, your treasure drop odds, right? So that would help us get this, and if we wanted to do some other specific weapon sometime that we needed to get a drop like this, you know, like a Black Knight weapon or something like that, then we could increase our odds by going through Sin's Fortress. Now, typically, you would have to beat, you know, almost a quarter of the game. He didn't drop again. You'd have to beat almost a quarter of the game just to get that ring out of there. You know, only to then go farm whatever your item is that you're going to get your weapon and go kill all the bosses with, right? That's something you could do. At this point, I could also just go kill the Capra Demon and get a plus 10. Plus 10 weapon, really easy. We'll probably do it in order. We'll probably get this club, and then we'll go. Oh, I didn't rest, did I? Hope there was one. I'm gonna be right back. I'll be right back in 2 minutes, and then we'll get this stuff. So, on the topic of Sin's skip, what that means is normally in order to get into Sin's Fortress, you would have to go. You'd have to beat at least 2 bosses to be able to get into Sin's Fortress and go get that key, or that ring that increases your drop rate. But they have figured out a glitch called Sin's Skip that we can learn to do, where you parry this particular soldier over near where the gate to Sin's is, and then he's just gonna steal. Okay. And then it glitches the camera, and then it allows you to run down the stairs with the camera broken if you know where you're going, and run across the bridge, and the gate won't be there. The gate won't be rendered. The gate that blocks your access into the castle won't be rendered. And you can get through it, and then when you log out and log back in, it fixes the camera glitch. And voila, you're inside Sin's Fortress without having to beat either the gargoyles or Quelaag. And then we could run through there. And get that ring. And then if we never rested a bonfire the whole time, then we could warp back out using the Homer Bone. And we would have the ring that would help us get this drop earlier. So maybe we'll start doing that if we start doing specific weapon challenge runs that require a farm, and I'll learn to do Sin Skip for that purpose. Oops, let him hit me. Not dropping it. That's back out. The amount of times that I've got large club, I mean, like, I've got one other game on this install, which I routinely delete my games and start fresh. I don't have any long-term saves on Dark Souls. Played it a lot, and never kept any of them. You just get up through about where you want to go fight Gwen in the DLC. And usually start playing something else. No drops at all that run. This, I'm almost inclined to start over because we didn't get the Titanite chunks. We spent 2.5 hours farming. You know, I'm not gonna give up. But I feel it. Kim, if you feel like dropping into the chat, come on in. I'm watching the Discord too. See if I get any messages. Anybody wants to hop in? I play other games. Played some Medieval Dynasty last night. I might start doing a series on that. I bought Subnautica, and I think that would be probably a pretty good stream, some good stream content. Just do live streams and then just release real lazy 20-minute commentary videos based on the stream footage. And then I played Project Zomboid, which has got a big update coming out sometime not too long from now. It's been, I mean, you know how they are, but it's been in the unstable build 42 unstable release for a long time. So we could do a little bit of build 40, 43, 42. It's 42 is the new one coming out with all the changes. But we could do like a little bit of 41 while that's still live, and just run through tips and tricks, unmodded, and then run through some modded gameplay too, top mods that I enjoy, and then we can maybe. Oh no, did I get the other one? This is bad. This is not great. This is a boss fight level. But see, when you backstab, you get iframes. Okay, so that's actually. It's not so. We need to make a little bit of room now. Uh-oh. Oh, I died. They would have had my club. Is what it is. We just run back down and get our souls. I'm telling you, you get to talking, you don't pay attention, you get greedy, you get lazy, and this game will get you. Nothing said. I'd say this game teaches you life skills. So what do we talk about? Medieval Dynasty, great game. But I mean, again, I could just sit down on Medieval Dynasty and I would probably just do a 5-hour stream where we just shoot ducks with arrows. You know what I mean? That'd probably be the most boring stream. Maybe not. I mean, I shouldn't say that about myself, but you know, we call it a cozy stream. You know, just get a few people in the chat, hunt ducks, talk about life, talk about music or something. I wish you could like pay an ASCAP license to play music on broadcast. Maybe you can, but I've never seen anybody do that. Rogan can play music on Spotify, right? And I'm not comparing myself to him, but I'm saying, what if there was a license where you could actually just play music? Well, you know, because I would love to have music playing in the background. People make suggestions, put stuff up, talk about it. I love music. Friend Cupcake and I talk music a lot. I like that game Peak. You know, if we ever get a group of viewers together, we could play Peak. 4-player, we could play some 4-player games, Phasmophobia. Got all kinds of stuff like that. Friend Slop, which I enjoy. Medieval. I like Enshrouded. I've got Enshrouded. We can set up an Enshrouded server and play. I mean, I've got a server, but I can set up a separate save game. Load up a fresh world. A few people on it. It's a fun game. I'd probably do a whole Enshrouded server. Get a few of them going. I don't know what I'm going to really do with the channel yet. Probably try to keep my editing to maybe I should talk about business on here. Probably not. But I'll probably just cut these streams off, at least to start. Oh, we got it. Hey, we're done. Haha! All right. All right, good work. Okay, so large club requires a 26 strength, and we didn't even burn up all our homeward bones. We've got we used those. Hang on, let me look something up. Dark Souls Snuggly. Alright, let's look up our snuggly trades. See where we can get, because I thought you could get a Titanite chunk. You get a Demon Titanite from a Dung Pie. You can get, yeah, a Titanite chunk from the rubbish. That's right. Okay, we got it. Let's go. I can two-hand, so I cannot one-hand it until we level up, but I can two-hand this guy. And it blocks 55%. That's not bad. It's not leveled up. This is the way out. Let's just put it back in. Definite fat roll. Okay, let's see what our equip load is. 23 out of 66. 66, I think we decided was going to be 15. And then we get like 6 divided by 4. Right? It was 66 divided by 4. We'll just do 16.5. 21. 13.3. Okay, we might be able to put our pants back on. 15.3 and put our gloves back on. That's too heavy. Okay, so we could go back to east-west shield. And then 16.5. We don't have a light enough body. What if we just do... That's still 20. 18.9. We don't have anything else with poise yet, so the best thing to do is just that, and we can afford the heater shield. Okay. And then we gotta go level up real quick. I'm not sure if we have enough to get 26. Try. Well, it was like 4,300, so we're probably gonna need close to 15k. We gotta level this thing up still. We might have to two-hand it for a little bit, at least until we beat something. We'll go beat the moth. Let's see. Okay. Go back up. All right, we're in business. That's probably where it's coming from. That's fine. Okay. Let's see. We need to level it up. Yeah, 42. Can't get 26. We need about... What is that? About 2,500 souls. But we also need to level up and buy Titanite shards. So we're gonna do that. And we can farm the souls we need. Won't be that bad. I'm just gonna run up here. And then once we get to 26 strength, then we're gonna start. Look at that stick. We have achieved beef jerky stickman status. We're doing it. This is it. We're doing it. I'm gonna go +5 this, and then we'll run down through, get some other stuff done. Oh yeah, no upgrades. Yeah, that's why we chose the large club. That's why we went through everything. Look at that. Look how dumb that is. Do you like it? Do you enjoy it? Give us a like if you can. Give us a comment if you can. Join us in the chat. Be happy to have you. Didn't like that? I didn't even like this bonfire. I like this bonfire a lot. It's pretty much the only other one I light except for Firelink in the early part of the game. Okay, let's see. We need to talk to Andre. We need to purchase Titanite shards. I have 1. So I'm going to buy 8 for 6,400. And then reinforce my large club. I think we'll go ahead and go.
Don't get yourself annoyed.
I still have to two-hand it because I don't have the stats. If you don't know how that works, you can see I've got an X, and the game tells you that you can't wield this weapon properly. If you look at the stats, I've got a red 26. It means I need a 26 in strength to be able to one-hand the weapon. But you can two-hand the weapon at a much lower rate. It's like, I think, divide by 1.5, whatever that means, 75%, something like that, like a 19. I can one-hand, but now I can properly two-hand it. So I'm just going to do that. And I won't be able to use, I'll be able to use my shield to block if I need to, but I'll only be able to really swing properly to do damage as a two-handed weapon. Okay, so we're just going to do it that way. We're going to kind of divide the functions and switch stances. There's a little broccoli man. Something about the Gravelord servant. That seems like somebody did an... I forget how the Gravelord stuff works. Dude. Boy, that's too easy. We're just going to go kill the moth, the moonlight butterfly. We're going to... I missed. Kill this other guy first. We're going to do the moonlight butterfly, get the divine ember. That will give us enough souls to, oh my gosh, to go ahead and, oh my gosh, please. Did you see that little bushman? Hang on. Oh, good, we needed that. You see this little bushman? He's in the ground. He'll ambush you. That's a pun. He'll ambush man you if you walk past him while he's in the ground. So bonk that is. There's got to be a jumping bonk too. This would be good. Is there not a jumping two-handed bonk? That's weird. It's a rupee. Running R1. Oh, it's got a little stomp too. Look at that. Rolling R1 attack. Okay, there's 3 of those bush guys in here along with a soul item. I always skip it until I'm done with this area because otherwise every time, if you take that soul item, you get ambushed by the 3 of them, and then every time you run past here, you have to fight those same 3 guys over and over again. And while they're not that difficult, it's another one of those things. It's like, why set yourself up to run into a situation where you're going to have to fight 3 guys at once all the time? So what did we decide we needed? It was like pretty close to 15k. Pretty close to 15k souls to get the 3 extra strength we need. Guess it doesn't have a jumping attack. I haven't been able to get it to do it. Maybe it's got a jumping R1. It stomps. There's not a lot down here. There's some enemies to kill. We're actually supposed to go the other way. But there's a soul item down here we can get. It's like, I think, 1,000 souls. And these guys are worth a good amount of souls, and we need to farm anyway. And he's going to do that thing. He does this spell that causes you not to be able to walk or block as effectively. Like slows you down. Oh, that wasn't cool. Oh, man. Oh, man. Keep messing up. Okay. I'm going to back off and drink. I need to back off. I'm going to take a drink. Try this. Oh, I keep hitting that tree. Oh, I'm trying to one hand. That's what I'm doing. Use our block. Maybe get in behind him, but we just start two-handed. There we go. One hit. There we go. Now we're talking. Okay. We dropped something. Stone Great Shield. I don't know if we'll ever use that. We might. Okay. Down here. So this one go out. Oh, did he just jump off? Soul item, soul proud knight. I think that's 1,000. I should have memorized that by now. I've played this long. There's one more of those big boys up here, and then there's a ring that we want. I think actually, if I just wait for him to get up, I might just be able to dump him. Before he even stands up. Look at that. See you, buddy. Wolf ring? Wolf ring's really good. We might use it. Right now I'm using the Chloranthy ring that I got for stamina recovery, but poise is really good. Jump off of here. We jumped that little gap right there, and now we're back to where we started, kinda. If you missed the first part of this, I pretty much just farmed the club. I killed those same 3 barbarian guys down there at the entrance to Blighttown. Finally got the club after, wasn't really too bad. It was maybe like 9 or 12 kills. I'll have to go back and check. And now we got the club. Now we're going to kill the moonlight butterfly. So I might really just kill this guy and mix things up. Oh yeah. Wow. Oh, that's too easy. It's too easy. So I normally play this game with the mace or claymore. This is too easy. Wow. Okay, Elite Knight gloves. I'm going to use those later. Guy right here. Purple moss is good. There's a snaky thing right here. He dropped the. Didn't really need the partisan egg vermifuge. If we get infected by the worms later, we can use that to cure it. and these rocks. We don't want to get involved with too many people at once, right? Or do anything really unnecessary. Okay. I'm going to double back. And there's another one of these giants up here. Wait for him to stand up. If you hit him too early in his stand-up animation, he won't take the damage. But there's a little moment where he stands up all the way straight before he starts to lock onto you, and you can thwack him right then if you have something strong enough. If you don't have anything strong enough, then you'll thwack him 2 or 3 times and get free hits, and then lock on and get ready to block and circle. Just this weapon is just too easy. Oops, see, I missed that guy. I'm gonna have to wait. Bonk him. Yeah, this is too easy. I'm gonna have to stop saying that. Just understand, I chose to do a large club run, and now I'm slightly regretting it because it's too powerful. I would rather use like a lighter weapon. Okay, this is gonna be, it's fine. This is the Moonlight Butterfly. This is one of the reasons why I carry fire bombs. She comes down and she hovers out here and she throws magic at you and you can't swim in. You don't want to get hit by her magic. So. Oops, see, I got hit. Oh, wow, I'm so dumb. And then she comes down here and lands, and then you get a chance to hit her. But then if you stay too long, she's going to blow up. So back off. She's going to go back in the air. She doesn't have much left. Pretty easy. All the way up here to get some treasure. Don't fall off the stairs. But most people will warp back once they get this, and I do sometimes. Watchtower basement key. That goes. There's this tower. I'll show you when we get to it. But if you don't have the master key, that unlocks this tower that's a shortcut from down here in the Darkroot Basin back up to the Undead Lurk. And there's a special surprise inside the bottom of the tower. So most people will use the Homeward Bone, which I was using earlier to get back and forth from those barbarians I was farming for the club. I was using the Homeward Bone to warp home to make it shorter, which helped a lot. And then most people will warp out of there using the Homeward Bone because this is kind of a long walk. At least for most people it feels like a long walk. But I left those 3 Bushmans back here. And I like to kill everything in an area, generally, at least once if I can. So we're going to go swat these little Bushmans. And then if we ever have to come back here, all 3 of these guys will come running out of there. We're not careful. Which is not that bad. See, he came out of there. Oh, because I picked up the item in the middle. I didn't mean to. Okay. And we're going to run by here. This little area, this door is sealed by the Crest of Artorias, which you could buy from Andre the Blacksmith for 20,000 souls. And there's a little area behind here called the Dark Wood, and you can fight some guys, and you can do some stuff. I don't think we're going to do anything with it. And then right here is a big wall with a bonfire. And can use that bonfire if you want to. I'm not gonna. There's a boss all the way through. If you go through there and go through the woods and come out the other side, you can go across another little area to a bridge, and there's a boss. But I go another way, so I don't have to pay the 20,000 souls. And I'll show you that way when I go. You go down past the Hydra and climb up. Go back way and fight Sif. Sif the Great Grey Wolf. We've got enough souls. Do I want the Grass Crest shield? Probably. And I want to try that crystal lizard. So what we're gonna do, we are gonna homeward bone out, but we're gonna go down here and get some stuff first. See that glowing thing down there? That's one of those crystal lizards like I was fighting in the tree. We're gonna try to get down here and thwomp him. Oh God, really? Too slow. Okay. Let me do this thing again. We have to try to kill him because it would be nice to get one extra Titanite chunk if we can. Got him. 2 large shards. Okay, well, didn't need it. That stinks. But we'll be able to get a plus 13 before we get to Ornstein Smough, and we could probably just farm one off of the guards in front of Ornstein Smough to get a plus 15 before we go in there. Now, I've got 15 endurance. Let's go to kill Havel. Well, I can't one hand yet. Okay, never mind. We'll kill Havel later. So we might. Should we kill Havel? It's gonna be a little tricky having to switch. Yeah, let's not kill Havel. Okay, here is a Black Knight. He's a scary boy. He tries to hit you with again, one of the best weapons in the game, the Black Knight Halberd. I don't want to kill him yet. I'm just going to block him, walk past him. And then run into this cave. Like this. We could run through here and it goes actually back down to where we were before and back around, or I could just homeward bone. So I'm just gonna homeward bone. I can show you that. Let's do it. It'll be fun. Okay, so you pull the thing to bring the elevator down. This goes up to Valley of Drakes. I'm just kind of giving you a tour of the circular nature of Dark Souls 1. So we went all the way up through the Undead Parish, or through Undead Burg to the Undead Parish, which is like the church. And then that's below that is where Andre is, and then we went down below Andre the blacksmith, and there's that whole Darkroot Garden, which we didn't see quite all of, but we saw a fair amount of it, all that green wooded area. And then now we're in the Valley of Drakes, and that big gate actually holds back the water that is flooding that area with the ghosts, New Londo ruins. So I remember, you may not remember, but I talked about the guy on top of the church down there in New Londo ruins, and you can kill him and get the key, or you can, if you progress far enough, he'll give you the key, but you can also just kill him and take the key. And he the key lets you open a contraption, a gate to a contraption that opens that gate, and then all the water comes out. We're going to do that here in a little while. In the meantime, though, Valley of Drakes is just a shortcut zone that connects that gate and the bottom of the Dark Root Basin to Blight Town and the other side of the New Londo Ruins, which is where we were going. We were taking that elevator down from Firelink Shrine down to the New Londo Ruins, and then coming across that little footbridge, going into Blight Town, farming the guys for this club. Remember, I came through here, and I stole a shield and a sword from this dragon, and now he's angry. He's gonna be like spitting some gross milk at us. Run. Might try to knock us off. Cross this little bridge. I see, I could have homeward boned right back to Firelink Shrine because I never rested anywhere else. But sometimes I just like to run around. And that's Blight Town. That's where I killed those guys. Let's get this club. And that's the back side of Blight Town. The front side. Oh, that's right. I can't one-hand it. Oh, I hate it. We're gonna go level up right now. And then I can one-hand this guy. Ooh, I almost walked right off of that. Walk right in there and fall to your doom. Slim Jim. So how are you doing tonight? So we went to farm. Killed Track. We haven't done any. The only boss we did was the moth. So we get the swords to level up that strength. Now I've got the 26 strength, and that's enough to successfully one-hand this thing. Right, and then I can do that's my. Yeah, there's no jumping attack, but there's a lunge attack. This is really cool. Okay. So, there's just bonk attacks. Yeah, smash them. So, I guess the next thing to do is gargoyles. I'm just gonna run up and do the gargoyle fight. Right. So, let's work. Grab another quick 10,000 souls. So you can actually not look like this, by the way. You can actually use the liquid humanity. I've got 10 of them up there in the top left. You can use the humanity item and then spend it, once it's up there, you can spend it at the bonfire to restore your humanity. And then you will actually have skin and look the way that you look in your character creator. Okay, which is, that's nice, right? But what that also does is it opens you up to PvP. So when you're in online mode and you're in human form, you get certain extra. Okay, we're gonna have to wait for this guy. Oh, he's drinking. You get certain extra features of the game open up when you're in human form. One is that you're subject to invasions by players and NPCs. Another is you're able to join other people's games through summon signs and have other people join your game and have NPCs join the boss fights. trying to think of what else there is, but that's the main gist of being human. And if you get engaged by a PvP phantom and lose, I think they take your humanity, but you don't lose your souls. So it's not like that big of a deal. You can farm more humanity later in the game. It's kind of annoying if you're trying to save your humanity to be able to get drops. And humanity also has a few other effects. Having liquid humanity, it can increase your defense stat, and certain weapons will scale with it. Meaning that if you've got 10 humanity, you'll get more damage out of your weapon. Certain weapons. I don't remember which. I think the Chaos Blade is one. We're gonna fight these gargoyles. This is a really good fight. This teaches you a lot about the game. But this club is gonna probably make it too easy. Play him lazy. Use the slope of the roof to get rid of the drink. Here he comes. Block. Wait for an opportunity. Let's do a swoop. I put up my block when he swings, but not when he's not swinging. Watch for the second hit point bar. If I take too long, his brother's going to come down. Yeah, you see the second hit point bar, his brother's coming. So now I have to deal with two of them. But breathing fire is actually kind of what you want because it opens them up to go. With the lighter weapon, you kind of want to cut the tail off of the first one so that he doesn't do his flying attack. And then when the second one comes down, juggle between them and walk back and forth. This guy's done. He only had a sliver, so I killed him. Game too easy. Welcome to my first stream, second stream. Okay, climb up here. This is also like scary, right? You can fall off there and die. If you're not paying attention. After you went through all of that to beat those gargoyles. That was the first quest that Oscar, the guy in the Undead Asylum, gave us. He said we need to ring He said we need to ring the bell of awakening high above Lordran in the Undead Parish or something like that, right? And that's where we are now. We're way up here. And actually, it's funny. There's different parts of the game. On your way up here, you can see this bell tower in this church from different places, like from that we didn't stop and look, but from that, I think that's the Firelink Shrine down there. But you can see that, you can see other parts of the game from the areas on the way up. It's kind of fun. Oh, sliding down ladders. Hold B. You climb up, right? I see a lot of people do these streams and they don't know how to slide down the ladder. You release all other controls and then hold B and you'll slide down. A lot of people are trying to hold their control stick and stuff and it just doesn't work. Okay, this guy. I don't really need anything from him. Sometimes I buy a curse cure from him, a purging stone. But the more I played, I just never really get cursed, so I just don't buy it. He's got a few other things for different builds you might want to buy. He's got a ring that's really nice for bleed resist. But yeah, sliding down ladders, big deal. A lot of people don't figure out how to do it. I see people play these streams and then they're climbing down that long ladder forever. Okay, so we beat the gargoyles. We can go level up some more. We've got a full... We could go buy some stuff from the merchant. Beat the moth. Beat the gargoyles. I think the next thing is Capra Demon, and I already went and unlocked the shortcut. So I think we'll just go do that. We'll go rest. We'll go put some... do a little bit of leveling up. You know what? I am going to go to the end of the merchant. There's a couple of things I'm going to do that real quick. It's just a short jog. There's several core concepts to Dark Souls combat, and it applies across all the Dark Souls games. I think Dark Souls 1 is the best one to learn it because the pace is deliberately slow. You're severely punished for rushing ahead in most cases. Yeah, I got the waistcloth. That weighs 2.0. That weighs 1.5. Weight is the last stat on the list, so you can tell your equip load on the right. See, it goes from 16 to 15.4. So I could save some weight. Was I rolling at 16? I have up to 16.5. I figured out. Oh, I also didn't do my Thorlin talisman. I could have been healing for more. Okay. 15.4. I can actually go traveling gloves 0.7, 3.7. I can't really wear the Elite Knight Gauntlets yet. That'd be too heavy. That'd be mid-rolling. I could go down to the East-West Shield and save 1. That's still not 3. I could take the gloves off. 14.7. It's 18.4. I'd have to save 2 pounds somewhere. So it's not worth it. Just wear the trousers. Oh boy, look how handsome. Look at that. What a handsome man. He's only got one shoe on. There's another hollow waistcloth that's a little bit better looking. But the reason for the hollow waistcloth, again, is if you look at the stats, it's got 5 poise for 1.4 weight. That's huge. So that's what we're going to go for. So we've got, in this build, we have kind of a low defense, but we've got 45 poise with the wolf ring and the hollow waistcloth. And we're on the lookout for a cracked hollow helm Or a regular Hollow Warrior helm. They both are called Hollow Warrior helm, but the cracked one is cracked. It's lighter. But it's not as much poise. So we're gonna go for a build pretty much looking like these guys that we're fighting right here. And the reason being that the armor is light and it has good poise and decent defense. They do too much. Kind of just farming those guys too because I want that armor. I want to wait for it. Missed. Yeah, two-handed attack just dumps him. Why am I carrying that wood on me? I've never seen that before. Oh, cracked rail shield, man. Another waistcloth. Okay. You can kill this guy for a really good sword. I like to buy stuff from him pretty much for the whole game. But maybe before the end of the game, we'll come kill him and get his sword and then take it into New Game Plus, and then maybe we'll do that. We'll see. What I came for, I usually buy at least one repair powder. Because if you get in a situation, your weapons have durability, and if you get in a situation where your weapon durability runs to 0 and you don't have a way to get either back to a blacksmith to repair it, or if you haven't bought the thing that repairs it at the bonfire, or you don't have ready access to a bonfire, you can get into a situation where your weapon stops working. Well, that's terrible. So I always buy a repair powder and have it in my inventory for the day that happens. These are like PvP, and that's a PvP item, that's a PvP item. The orange soapstone is how you leave those little comets all over the ground. I never really bother with it. Bottomless box lets you put your inventory away. I'm going to go ahead and get that since I've got the souls. You can get the repair box cheaper from the blacksmith, and we don't really need the residence key, so I'm just going to leave it. But I always come through, and if I haven't got a short bow drop, I buy a short bow. Because I like to use
Thank you, kind.
a short bow and certain things. Because I kind of cheese the game a little bit here. Quick load, I can... Oh, I don't have the dex for it yet. Oh no. Okay. Well, we're gonna be naked for a while because I gotta put 4 levels into dex to use a short bow. I guess I don't have to. I guess I could just do a pure strength build and then I wasted that 1,000 souls. I like having a short bow and poison arrows. It helps a lot. There's certain places where I like to just use that to my advantage. But we could play this as a pure strength and save the weight, save the half a pound. Oh, boys. Oh yeah, core combat concepts. Okay. Iframes. You have invincibility frames when you roll. That's why I roll fast and keep my weight low. So I could wear whatever armor I wanted, and my equip load would go all the way up to 66, and you get to a point where you're so heavy. If you go over 66, if I go over 66, it's based on my endurance stat, then I would roll fat. So like I could wear, let's put on some fat armor, steel armor, elite gloves. We could put on the whole elite knight set. That's cool too. That's the John Souls outfit, right? So I can look like John Souls, okay, and I can even put on the Dragon Crest shield, okay. This is the John Souls look, right? But look at that! Look at that roll. That's what you call a fat roll. That's chunky, right? Because his equip load is well over 50%. Now, if we reduce it to below 50%, then he mid rolls, right? And you get the same number of iframes. There's one ring that can give you 2 more iframes. But so you think about it like your refresh rate is 60 frames per second. You get 13 frames or 11. I could be like, I think it's 11 iframes when you roll. And what that means is 11 out of your 60 frames when you do this, you could roll right through the enemy's attack. You're invincible. And so that makes it a dodge roll. And that's a core component of combat in this game. Okay, so you've got different components. You've got the lock on, you've got the block, you've got the backstab, you've got the parry, and then you've got the big bonk, you know, and then you roll through attacks. This also affects your movement speed, so your actual run speed and sprint speed is faster, your roll speed is faster. And then the thing about the rolling too is you have vulnerability frames. So you've got 11 frames that you can time when to roll right through an enemy's attack. And then you've got a couple of frames on either side of it so that if you mess up, then you take more damage than you would if you just took it. If you just got hit without rolling. So it's kind of a risk-reward system when you roll. Yeah, actually, I'm going to put on the grass crest. Go 14.3. That's pretty good, actually. I think that's what we're going to do. And I can wear 16.3. I can wear the pants. All right. Hey, we're looking good. This is a good build. Okay. I bought what I wanted from the Undead Merchant. I could go defeat Havel. I don't really want to. I could go. There's a shortcut to Capra right up here. Let's just do that. We're going to fight the Capra Demon. But that's basically the fundamentals of combat, and you'll see me do all those things. You'll see me, I'm going to run in here, I'm going to lock on, I'm going to dodge, there's a guy that comes running out from the side. That's a trap. I'm going to lock on, I'm going to switch targets to switch who I'm locking on to kind of control how I'm moving relative, and then when I get an opening, I'm going to punish. Right? And then I'll show you iframes again later. And when you backstab, you get, ooh, that's a waist cloth. Oh, yeah, hang on. Let's see. Sorry, I'm getting so excited. Okay, that's even lighter, see? So, okay. That had poise, it was 1.4, it's less than 2. That has 1.5, and it's actually got 7 poise. So that's going to bring us up to 47 poise. And I'm at 15.8. I might even be able to wear the traveling gloves. And still fast roll. Look at that. With the grass crest shield. That's awesome. We're cooking. Okay. I came around and opened this earlier. It's a shortcut. And again, I think you can fall off right there and die. So I'm just going to take these little stairs. And we got to go around this corner. And then there's these dogs down here. And everybody hates these dogs. Yep. Main stack. Especially stuck with the slow weapon. What? Because I'm a cleric. The poise help does not get staggered. See, he hit us in the middle of our swing animation, and that poise is like a protection against getting staggered out of your swing. If we didn't have any with this low defense, we would get knocked back on that hit, and we wouldn't have been as successful. But see, using poise with that big, slow, heavy weapon really helps because we'll just swing right through it and clobber him. Okay, there's thieves down here. They're gonna come running out at me. Okay. Oh, hollow thief's tights. Don't often get those. Okay, I'm gonna heal up again. I came through here earlier. I guess I could have took the shortcut backwards, but I didn't. You didn't get to see this, so play this way. There's 2 more dogs coming down here. Guard that door, and then there's 3 more thieves. I'm trying to just wait for the dog. That's your attack. Swing there. Okay, 1 more. 1 more dog. Attack, and then the thieves are in here. We'll get them to kind of come out. Take your swing. Another of the core concepts is timing and spacing, right? So a lot of what I'm doing, I'm using my block, but I'm not just turtling. I'm just using my block to block certain things. And then another thing I'm doing is I'm spacing. So like I'm just staying out of reach of his swing. And then, so these guys have a parry. So if I take a swing at him when he's in his parry stance, he can just counter attack me and kill me like in 1 hit. He'll get like a special animation. But see, I'm just like blocking him, letting him swing. I don't really have like, you know, once you get comfortable, these guys can't really do much. Did you see how he staggered when he hit my shield? So sometimes you just block a hit and then return attack and smash him, right? Sometimes you back off, like when I do those little skinny guys, I back off from a hit and let him miss, and then I swing, right? So it's all about, it's kind of a dance, give and take. Now inside here is a notorious boss fight, and I might die, but probably not. I'm going to switch to a 100%. This takes a little more explanation. I was using the Grass Crest shield. It only blocks 95% physical damage, but it gives you a stamina regen boost. So it's arguably the best shield in the game. Everybody uses it. It's really great. I switched to a shield that blocks 100% because this guy hits really hard. And if I have to block him, then I want to block. The other thing about this fight is you're inside this tiny little room with this great big goat demon, and is he a goat? Is he the Capra? He's the Capra, but he's a goat. He's not a goat. He's got like a bullhead. Anyways, so it's funny. There's a Capra demon, which means goat, but he's got a bullhead, and there's a Taurus demon, which means bull, but he has actually the goat horns. That was a scary monster in the last one. So we're gonna go in here. There's gonna be a so-called goat demon with 2 big butcher blades that is just right on top of you as soon as you walk through here. And then he's got 2 of those dang dogs with him, and it's in a tight little room. So what I've found is you run straight in and you roll to the right past him, and then he'll come jumping at you. And then you roll to the left, and there's some stairs on the left, and then you roll up the stairs, and then you get to the top of the stairs and you turn around and you block, and the dogs are hot on your heels, and then you thwomp the dogs. Okay, that's what's gonna happen, or I'm gonna just get caught in a corner and I'm gonna die. Okay. Oops, I got thwomped, but I can get up the stairs. And then we'll run over here on the sledge, and we're gonna turn and drink. There's the dog. Okay, we're not gonna do that. Kind of play it by ear a little bit here. Get back up the stairs. Drink. So what I did was my club caught on the wall and it didn't get a hit. Right, that kind of is bad. There we go. Now the dog's dead. So what I did was I just jumped off and the dog followed me and I did a plunging attack and got lucky. So that could have gone bad. Now we're gonna wait Wait for this guy. Look at that. He's so dead. Oh my god. Large club is way overpowered. And we got his blade. Demon Great Machete. Cool. That was way too overpowered. Got 21,000 souls on me. I'm gonna go down here. That guy. He hides behind the corner. So I'll show you a backstab. Right? We get it. Let him miss. Get it right in behind him. Oh, see, that's his parry stance. If I hit him in that, he'll kill me. You got to get right in behind him, and then you got to let go of your stick controls. Oops. Oh. Okay, didn't kill me. Good, though. So I fell for his parry. Okay, let's go back. Let's run this back. Come on down here. I'm trying to show somebody a backstab. So in order to get the backstab to happen, you have to get behind him within, you know, kind of like a 45-degree arc of behind him, and you have to let go of your other controls and press R1. That's how it works. Then it'll do the backstabbing. You get a critical attack. But a lot of people, they're still trying to move their stick. They're still trying to block as they walk around, and you have to let go of those in order to get the backstab. So this is the shortcut that goes back up. If I'm not going to do a bow, then I'm not going to get poison arrows. And we'll just run through the catacombs the hard way. And then that means we're onto the depths. We got the key to the depths from the Capra Demon. So we're just going to... And we're just running... Now we're just playing the game. Those guys only drop broken swords, so I'm not gonna pick it up. Spacing, timing, plunge attack. These torch guys, employees of the month. Don't let them. They'll tear your whole hit point bar down and waste your heals. See? And they can get 4 of those hits off at one in a row. Bang, 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 bang. Spacing and timing. And then the rest is just knowing where everybody is, because they put guys in place to that you walk right past. Okay, there's a dog down here. I'm gonna aggro him. Get him up there. Again, that was spacing and timing because we were waiting for him to jump and miss. Okay. And then there's also there's just walking slow and looking. There's an enemy over there, butcher, and there's another dog right there. So kind of just come out here. Get that dog to come over here and fight us for a second. Oh, here's the butcher. Oh! Scary. Switch back to our weapon. Okay, get him over here. Miss. Backstab. Drop anything. Okay. Over here in his disgusting, well, he has a disgusting table full of questionable meat. And then this chest is the large ember, so that lets us upgrade to a +10. We start out at a +5. I'm just gonna run this. And this is disgusting, so you might want to do something else for a while because I'm going to be walking barefoot through the most disgusting filth. Now here's another one. A lot of people will jump down there and fight that thing. Not me, man. I'm just gonna throw bombs at it. Forget it. I hate that. It's hard. It has a weird hitbox. It's gross. Look how disgusting this place is. Like I can already feel even, you know. Sewer chamber key. Here's another trick. There's a pitfall at the bottom of this. You slide straight down there, you're gonna fall where that water's falling. But if you hug the left. Another thing is there's rats in the hallway to the left right there that love to come out and attack you. And then you got these slime things. They resist physical damage. So you kind of just have to hit them with your heavy attack. They're real slow. They're weak to magic. So the next thing is probably through these rats, because they like to come out. I think we're good. Don't want to get poisoned. We're gonna let that poison bar, the purple poison bar, if it gets to the top, then we get that poison effect. We don't want that. We're gonna let it sit. If we were human, there would be an NPC invasion right now behind Kirk who would come get us. But there's not. There's these basilisk things if you're in from the tree. If you get in that cloud, you'll get cursed and you'll die. Death has to do that. See, you'll get cursed and you'll turn into one of these, and you'll die. And then when you respawn, you'll have only half of your hit points until you go get a purge stone from an NPC. It sucks. It really sucks, especially if you haven't been investing in your hit points. Remember, those guys don't really attack. They don't attack to deal damage, they just blow that smoke. So they're googly eyes and weird. And those aren't even their eyes, that's like their nuts or something. They're just fleshy protuberances that have an eye-like appearance. That guy's trying to get me. They're all trying to get me. This is crazy. I've never seen them do this. They're gonna be weird. I'm gonna be weird. Hold the jump right there. Down through the hole, and that puts us right here. This ring. Everybody hates that ring. I love that ring. It's the ring of the evil eye. I'll show you what it does. Replace it with my wolf ring. Remember, if I take off the fap ring, it breaks, so we never take it off. But we can replace our second ring with different stuff for different purposes. It absorbs hit points from fallen enemies, and it's not a lot. You'll see it's very low. But if you're in a situation where you're trying to run through an area and you've noticed that your hit points have gotten kind of low, but you know you've got a bunch of easy enemies like this. Watch my hit points go up after he dies. When we get the souls, it goes up just a little tick. hey, that ain't bad, right? It's gonna save you some heals so that you don't use your flasks as much until you get to the boss, right? One of the big flaws of all Dungeons and Dragons based games, which this is, it has a stat system, you know, it has character classes, it has dungeons and bosses. One of the big flaws of these games is it's a resource race, right? You're trying to get to the bottom of the dungeon to beat the big boss, but you have to spend your resources on the way on all the little trash mobs, and then you get to the big boss and you don't have enough resources and you die. So the strategy a lot of people adopt, this guy can fall from the ceiling. The strategy a lot of people adopt is they run past the trash mobs, right? They try to save resources, skip a lot of stuff, and that is a good strategy. But it's sad because the game is killing stuff, so why wouldn't you want to kill stuff? So in that case, with my hit points are staying topped off for this boss fight, and for free. Hey, green Titan, sure. I don't think we needed that, but mousey dude. Another little mousey dude that's gonna try to run away. Now this is the boss fight if I go up there, but I want to go this other way first. Go up this. Now see, if this is your first time seeing this game, I don't think it's really spoiling that much. You're getting a lot of tips for how to play, but getting tips on how to play and actually getting good yourself is two totally different things. If I go up this way, that's how we're going to leave the place. If we go up this way, there's a bonfire and then there's the exit. Talk to an NPC. But before we do that, we're going to go down here and we're going to kill some stuff. Look at that reach! Did you see that? All four of those guys in a big swing. Amazing. This weapon is amazing. We are going to go. That's a trap. Yeah. Getting tips and seeing the game is different than actually getting good at the game. And in a lot of ways, it helps a lot to get some foreknowledge because learning the game can be hampered, and having a good time in the game can be hampered by a lot of the traps and stuff and not knowing the game mechanics. And I think what some of the audience really loves is they're cruel and they like to see you cry, get angry, and have a bad time. And they'll try to talk you into a bad situation and get you killed. So there's a guy up here, and I'm going to go ahead. He's one of those mage guys. I'm just going to stick with those. Let's look. Just to that rat. Oop, missed. Missed again. So you can see, like, this is a whole situation, right? That mage guy is going to buff those rats, and they're all going to rush you, and they're all going to dogpile you with a big buff. You know, you don't have to put up with that. You know, it's a little bit of patience and a little bit of foreknowledge. He got buffed. He's going crazy. Looks like an attack speed buff. Just another little ambush. Those mice jump out of these box. So when you do play this, you're gonna first of all you're gonna have forgotten most of what I've shown you. Second of all, you're gonna have to learn to get good at it yourself. So there's really nothing lost. Here's the deal: that mage guy, He's just like that mage guy in the Undead Parish before the dark gargoyles that I killed with the knife through the window. He buffs the people around him and he's a real pain in the butt, and he shoots magic, which is hard to defend against. And then that below there is the boss arena that we're going to go fight a big boss in. And he stands up, if you don't kill him, he stands up here and he shoots magic down at you the whole fight. You know? But how would you have found that guy? Again, I just like to kill it. Really? Everything bounces off inside you. Okay. Got to work with what you got. Usually I don't have weapons that get caught on the walls in here. We don't want to go that way. I think it's just a trap. It just drops you back. There's a lot of places in this level, like so for example, right up here, that'll fall back down and drop you down into that area where we killed all the smoke blowing guys. And if you panic, if you panic and haven't killed the basilisks is what they're called, the googly-eyed smoke blowers, and if you haven't killed them yet and you fall in there and fall into a pit of them and panic, it's an easy trap to get caught in. Firebombs and knives. People will say, "Oh, too easy," but they have their place, And so anyway, we come up here, and this is where we fought that big rat. So we're just gonna come back over here, flip back around, killed that mage guy, went back around, stay to the left. Now we're back in this big room. There's an NPC down here. We'll talk to him in a minute. We're gonna go kill. This is probably the grossest. No, this is the second grossest name in the game. Okay. Prepare yourself. I'll let you watch the cutscene and get ready. Take a drink. Oh, look at his cute little nosy dude. Look at that. Hi, buddy. Oh, boy. Look at this disgusting thing. And what is it called? What is it called? Gaping dragon. Are you kidding me? But it's actually bonk him in the head. You roll over. He charges past you. Now, he does have another moveset. He kind of jumps in the air and slams, he chases you, he throws up all over the ground. But if you just thwack him and run away and get a little bit of distance, that triggers him to slam, put his nose in the ground, pop him in his nose, roll over, you let him run past. Don't get caught under him, he'll kill you. Don't touch his legs when he's running. And then he also has a tail you can cut off. Oh shit. There we go, cut the tail off. Dragon King Great Axe. We're never going to use it, but I like to cut the tails off. There's an achievement that involves a lot of things, and one of the things involved in it is cutting off all the tails. So I try to do it every time I play. Even though I've never got it. It's called Knight's Honor. You have to play through New Game, you have to beat the game, and then you have to play New Game +1 and New Game +2. At least, in order to get it. His nose. Roll over. stay too long before running away, you won't get enough distance, and then he'll start chasing you, get close to you. Another thing this fight teaches you is camera control. See, here's he gonna do it. Yeah, he's gonna do it. Because you gotta kind of run away and watch what he's doing. Right? You know, so I could probably kill him, but I'm not gonna get greedy. Let him go one more time. Blighttown key, so that area we went to before Blighttown, I got a piece of armor. There's an armor set right there. That area we went to, Blighttown, that had all the, that had all the stuff, all the slime in the bottom. You know, it was like a swamp and flies. That you're supposed to go through here. You get the Blighttown key. You fight this guy, you get the Blighttown key, and then you go over here and you open this big double doors, and and then you go down into Blighttown and it's hell. And nobody likes it.
Aye, sure. I do.
He just sells stuff. I
Well,
don't
that is
care.
a shame. But
This is the door to Blighttown. And then you're supposed to go down through here and fight Quelaag, and we could, okay, we could, but that's an area that even though I'm pretty decent, I can still fall to my death and then die again before I get my souls, and I've got 55,000 souls. So I'm gonna go level up because we need some endurance levels. And we skipped an NPC up here that we want to talk to. So we're just gonna go climb back out here. We'll probably still Torch Hollow. I'm telling you, man. These guys work overtime. They work overtime for free. That's not worth it. Hit you up 5 times. Okay, now these things, they actually can't hit you. You see, they have spines. Oh, I had that. I had that hit points ring on the whole time. It's not the best rig for boss fights. I kind of want like Chlorian on to get more stamina. This is pretty easy. I'm just killing these guys because I like to kill pretty much everything. Stuck kind of low for our stamina. I'll show you the difference. Put on the chlorine at the end. You get that green glow and the 3 up arrows on your status up to the left. And the difference is, see, your stamina comes back super quick. Look at that. You can also get it with the grass crest shield. You also get it from that, so we can have a double stamina. Watch how fast. Bang, comes right up. That's cool. But the grass crest shield only blocks 95%. It's still really good. 95% is huge. Okay, so and then here's a little trap here. Look at that. Look at that. He just tries to drop down on your head. And if they drop down on your head, then they like eat your brain. It's like a grab attack and they crush you. You know, like, a lot of monsters in this game have a grab attack that'll hit you 4 or 5 times while you're helpless. And you can actually spam buttons. That's how you end the grab attacks early. Is you button push as fast as you can, and that'll end it. Okay. here. And this, again, the circular nature of Dark Souls, this loops back around. Up there is where we came in. And there's one more thing. There's a guy right there, another one of these butchers. Backstep. He's just gonna die. Oh, he didn't die. And then he drops a sack. The sack can go on your head. It's a helmet. It's got some magic defense. So now I really look cool. Look how cool I look. Right? You can also trade that sack. There's a crow that I'll show you here in a little while. This guy's a pyromancer. He opens up pyromancy magic, which is actually very good. Okay, so we might do some pyromancy. Maybe not in this game, but maybe New Game Plus. You can trade that sack. There's a crow that I'll show you in the crow's nest in a certain area, and if you drop certain items, which how would you ever figure this out on your own, right? But the community has learned. This is one of those old school games where you're supposed to be, it's like you're talking about, like say you're a kid and you play it all night, stay up late to play it, and then you go to school the next day, and at lunch, you know, your friends are like, oh, did you hear somebody found out, this is like when we were little, you know, you're like, oh, did you know there's a secret that came out? I heard, you know, you go to this area and you push this button or whatever. Well, this game is full of that stuff. Sorry, my club's getting stuck. That's why people hate those dogs. Oh, I'm mid-rolling. Oh my god. The sack made me mid-roll. Yeah, forget about that. This game's full of that kind of lore that's spread by players, you know. And one of those things is there's a crow's nest where this crow egg speaks to you, and he wants you to trade him items. So you trade him certain items and get certain other things back. We may have to use them if we don't get another. No, actually, we got an extra Titanite chunk, so we are going to go use them. We're going to trade the rubbish to him for a Titanite chunk. Yeah, we're in good shape. We're in really good shape. So anyway, you can trade that sack to get an even bigger, bonkier stick. There's a long-winded way. Oh yeah, I see your comments now. Sorry, I wasn't watching the chat. Yeah, what the fuck? Oops, sorry for the language. WTF is that? The gaping dragon? Disgusting. So this is a shortcut we unlocked earlier. This is, you're probably not able to recognize it, but we opened this shortcut earlier where this goes to the Undead Merchant up here in the Undead Burg, right? He's gonna come, he wants a piece. Portion. And then, drop. I'm waiting for their helmet. I want to kill these, go farm those guys for that. They have a hollow helmet that's really good. It only weighs 3, and it's got 7 poise. And then this is the beginning. This goes back to fire. Oh, I got poisoned. Oh, really? See, this is what I'm talking about. It's like that's an enemy from the beginning of the game. And it managed to poison me and almost kill me, even though I'm actually getting pretty strong. Oh, and I explained, you weren't here, but I explained earlier too. The auto lock-on. See, the auto lock-on jumps to that guy, and a lot of people will walk right off of this cliff because of how it changes your movement. You lock on, and then you're moving left to right relative to that guy. And you'll try to run forward and you will fall right off that cliff. It happens all the time. So you have to be very mindful of your camera. You have to be very mindful of your relative movement. due to what you're locked onto, when to lock on, when to not lock on, when to block, when to roll. I'm actually pretty hurt. Oh, because of that poison. So, being shown the game and being told about the game is not getting good at it. And you're gonna die more times trying to learn combat, trying to get good. It's gonna be somewhat frustrating. Damn, I want that helmet. It's the last piece I need for my armor build, is the hollow helm. So, we're back to here. We beat Moonlight Butterfly. We beat Gargoyles. We beat Capra Demon and Gaping Dragon. The next thing logically is probably Quelaag, which is to go back down Blighttown, where I was, where I opened that big door, and go back down into that swamp, and then there's like a spider lady down there that we can beat. We got the large ember, so we should go upgrade our club to a +10, and then I think I decided let's do that, and then we'll level up. Could probably get some more bombs too. Trying to see. Doesn't show me. I don't know how to see. Maybe you can see. Okay, let's go upgrade our thing, and then we'll just go ahead and cut the stream for the night. And then that next time we'll come back and we'll buy some bombs, and we'll go. We're probably going to go down into the catacombs and fight Pinwheel, which will be a probably one-hit kill. But we'll also get some other items down there. Oh, it's so stately. Warrior. I don't know where to look for how long I've been streaming. The last time I looked, it was like what I did. I need to figure that out. I'm still making stuff, so I need to figure out longsword. Longsword's a great weapon. It's a little bit weak, but it's a really great weapon. I'll have to figure out, either I'll just set a timer or I'll have to figure out where to look in my dashboard to figure out how long I've been on. Let's upgrade this. Give him the large ember. We can actually give him the divine ember too.
Be careful. Come on, five.
And I kind of do want to make a divine mace. And a large club +6. Right, then we're going to reinforce. This is just in case we need it later, in case we start having trouble, where we need skeletons to stay dead. Since we got the green titanite shards, we can do that. And we're going to upgrade the large club to +10. So now I've got a large club +10. And let me tell you, this thing is stacked. 240 plus 145 strike damage. I'm telling you, and poison build up. And if they can even survive 3 hits, they'll get poisoned. This thing is monstrous. I'm gonna run back down to Firelink, and then we'll end the stream. And then I'm gonna play some Medieval Dynasty off stream for a while. Next time, we'll get some bombs from the Undead Merchant. You know, I should have bought. Let's just stay down here, and I'll log off here because I want to buy the weapon and armor box from Andre here, and then I'll just quit. I don't have to wait any longer. I'll probably start doing a Medieval Dynasty stream too at some point.
Well, you need it.
I want to buy a repair box. I don't really care about weaponsmith box or armorsmith box. I'll just come back to him to get those because it's kind of just a waste of souls.
Don't get yourself.
To Firelink Shrine, and that accomplishes everything I wanted to accomplish. And then the next time we'll buy bombs from the Undead Merchant. We'll level up. And probably run the catacombs. What a handsome fellow. Look how far we've come. What do you think? Did you like the stream? If you like the stream, shoot me a like, shoot me a subscribe. Leave a comment when the stream posts live. That would help me a lot. And then come back for the next one. Thank you for watching. I'm going to go ahead and sign off.